It is the year 2119. The mega corporations hold New Europe in their grip. And the metropolis spanning AI Gaia keeps the peace, keeps the atmospheric processes going, keeps the wheels of economic prosperity rolling, in theory. But the gulf between theory and practice in the 22nd century leaves a lot to be desired. And from secret and not so secret bases around this continent-sized city, mercs of all temperaments try to claw something, anything, back from the forces arrayed against the folks on and under the street. Welcome back to the near-future dystopia of the Gaia Complex, and welcome to Hint Plays, a channel for RPGs and tabletop gaming of many stripes, featuring players from Hobby Gamers International, a convivial conclave of creatives from around the world. We generally run weekend games on a rotation with varied casts of players and GMs, along with various specials and chats and board games. I'm Chrono Magistrate, aka Anil, and I will be your Games Master today for Session 4 of Going Anywhere, Chapter 2 of my ongoing Connect the DOTs campaign. With me tonight are our Merc crew of Druttercup and Serigil. Astute viewers or regular viewers may notice we are down a player. Unfortunately, due to life reasons, Volt, aka Shard Angel, has had to step back. Hopefully this is not a permanent thing, and we wish them well. But who are our crew? Drut, why don't you introduce Demon now?
Demon is a wonderful, empathetic, charming person who gets pie on her good no, sorry, I can't with a straight face. Demon is a core hacker who relates best to technology, but thinks of herself as a highly charismatic wannabe leader. And she really isn't. Well, last seen, she was slitting someone's throat in the back of a flying air car.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. And Serigil, who is Silver?
Silver is a cyberdoc who actually is charismatic and empathetic. Although last session he did chop off 2 hands.
Yeah.
2 hands.
Not from the same person. Two
different hands. Maybe even like from the elbow, I think, for one of them.
Oh God! Is that for the pop-out blade?
A veritable bounty of arms.
Yeah, well, I wanted the tech.
Mm-hmm.
It's a call to arms. What can we say?
Oh no. But so maybe he doesn't always have the most qualms, depending on who's paying him.
Yeah. Exactly. And it's all about the job. You are mercs. It is a hard knock life.
For us, don't make me start singing Annie. I will just hurt you.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure how Annie would translate to a cyberpunk scenario, or at least the Gaia Complex, because I could maybe see it in CP Red.
Oh yeah, I mean more. CP Red is easy because the orphanage would be a yogang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, here probably as well. I mean, there is potentially something coming up which might play on that.
Okay.
So, what happened last time then, folks? Would you care to recount what you did last session, so that for the edification of the viewers?
I'm really not proud of what we did last session.
Silver's blocked most of what happened in the back of that car out.
I was sitting in his lap. There was a limit to how much I could block it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, admittedly, that was to try and read his.
It wasn't the throat slitting that was the issue.
No. No. I mean, to be fair, he was at least sedated and done over on truth serum, as well as having Demon purring in his ear. God.
Yeah, I'm not sure that would be entirely anyone's exact last request, but
she's one of those people. She doesn't look terrible.
No.
Sorry. It is pure. She just doesn't get people. Doesn't quite know how they fit together. Unlike Silver, who knows exactly how they fit together, which is literally slot A into Jack Point B. And yeah, we were interrogating a gentleman by the name of Lamar, who was responsible for the kidnapping of Orion.
Yeah.
And we had been hired by Orion's teammate, Rigel, neither of whom should exist, by the way, because they're both British and Britain doesn't exist. Or at least has been walled off.
It
Just
exists.
think they shouldn't exist because they're British. It's just a very funny line.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, that's
yeah.
the thing. It's like nobody's had confirmed knowledge of the existence or the remaining existence of Britain since communications went down nearly 40 years ago.
I think this is the problem, is basically the UK is a DLC and Gaia hasn't bought it yet. It's like Euro Truck Simulator.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, the borders are suddenly invisible walls. But yeah, basically we had been hired to assassinate Lamar, but also to find out what he knew on the kidnapping of Rigel, because Orion wants him back. It's Orion's sponsors, if I recall, who wanted him dead, wanted Lamar dead.
No, that was
personally. I haven't got the other way around.
That was personal from Rigel.
Oh right, okay. Sorry.
Rigel wanted him dead because he was the torturer or the interrogator for him.
Well, yes. To be fair, when we're talking about what we did to him in the back of the car, he was a torturer and interrogator. So to be honest, there was an element of what goes around comes around.
Yeah. He's a customer services operative for Trill Investments, or was.
Yeah, I feel he's the one who you get escalated to when you phone customer services and they say, I'm going to speak to my manager.
Oh, no, Lamar is probably more the, we will have this remedied as soon as possible.
Yes, we'll call you back. So yeah, basically we established that Orion had been taken to an interim place, which was the courier company, wasn't it?
Yes, appears to be one of Rapidel Courier's central logistics offices in League.
That was it. And where he got taken from there is anyone's guess, assuming he did. Now, bearing in mind that Rigel was imprisoned in the basement of a building firm, it could be anything. But, we really need to get in there. In addition, there is information to be found in Trill Investments. We currently have access via Lamar's keycard, which should get us into the building and indeed into his apartment. Theoretically.
It will get you into the TMI building.
TMI, that was it,
which is
Trill.
where he works, down in the district of Curvo.
Yes. He also has a cat he would like us to look after, since he won't be there to feed it, on the grounds that I killed him. Silver drugged him, I interrogated him, then I killed him, and then we left him to be torn to pieces by looters who were dismantling the car when we walked away. I'm still not 100% sure what happened to his driver, who was spark out when we left him and in his underpants.
If I remember correctly, you did remove him from the boot of the car and left him on the rooftop. I would have to go back and check the recording because I don't think you left him in the boot of the vehicle, but I am not 100% certain.
The problem was that we didn't leave him in the boot. He was spark out on the back seat. This is why Demon was sitting in Lamar's lap to interrogate him. It's because we had the guard unconscious in the back seat.
Oh, that's true. Yes. You may not have left him on the route. You may have left him in the back seat of the car.
Yeah, now Lamar was dead, but the guard was,
Pavel
if I
wasn't.
recall, Pavel was strapped in with the seatbelt to keep him upright.
Yes. I mean,
And was
you'd ripped some
sedated.
cyberware out of his hand, but
That's why he was sedated, to be
Yeah.
fair. The screaming gets annoying. But yeah, that was, oh dear. So he may have been shot. We heard someone shooting as we walked away. But my theory is that the car was better found in 15 different chop shops than us trying to sell it or pass it on to someone else in our organisation. I say our organisation, the organisation we are currently working for.
because you are all member of the Piperlex gang, one of the
That was
5
it.
gangs that control the Luxembourg.
Yeah. Was there ever really such a thing as cricket?
I mean, at this point, all we have is footage, some very grainy footage, hovering around the core, and maybe some references in old books. Somebody probably still has a battered copy of Wisdom's on a shelf or in a vault.
Oh no, I just have an image now of somebody educating everyone on what cricket was, based entirely on life, the universe, and everything. Oh no, the masters of cricket. Okay.
And I think I've just had another idea for a data seed. Okay.
Cool. Okay, so yeah, basically we have 2 points to investigate, which are the TMI building and the acquisition of his cat and his the Rapidel couriers.
Yeah. There are a couple of other lines, but we can talk about that as we go on. I'm just trying to find how much money you were promised.
Oh, that's a point. Yes, cash. Hello, we like money.
I don't know how much I've been accurately keeping track. I need to go through my notes.
There's also some in the Discord channel, so you may be able to pull from that.
I have it all written down. I just haven't actually added it up yet.
Okay, fair enough. So, at the end of last session, you showed the confirmation footage to Sebastian and Rigel.
Yeah.
Having returned to the Hematites' safe house in Mokes. The Hematites being the outsider Vril or outsider vampire gang that Rigel and Orion seem to have dealings with.
Can I ask, do you know what ARC 38670 is?
No.
Has anyone got any idea why I made a very careful note of this and saved it in my notes folder? That is up there with Never Trust the Elf.
It's not like one of the guns that we retrieved, is it?
It might be.
I mean, that's not... I don't think that's a...
Didn't we have a gun disguised as another gun?
Yes, you do. But though neither of those are... I mean, that's not one of the serial numbers for either of them.
No, I very carefully noted it down. But no context whatsoever.
I don't think that pertains to one of my games.
It's in my notes for Demon.
Oh, okay.
It's under Rapidel couriers in Nama due to take the chemicals. And then I've got ARC 38670.
From one of the early sessions? Like,
I don't know.
I mean, I'd love to tell you, but my notebook is to garbage. So
I might have to go back and check the footage and see if that was something I told you or.
Yeah. What the hell was I? Okay,
maybe.
as long as you don't know either, that's fine. I can deal. How much money do I have? Not a lot.
If I remember. Yes, because what you got from Lamar was a Milton Baines & Co. sexy S7 heavy pistol, which
Yeah.
which Silver realised was actually a disguised casing for an MB and C V-stop,
Oh,
aka
yes.
an anti-vamp weapon,
Yes.
which nobody should be carrying.
Silver, did you put it back in its case?
Well, I think we kind of found this out off stream, so I hadn't thought.
Technically, because I realised that you had the mechanical,
Yeah.
the mechanics toolkit.
Yeah.
You investigated this. Whether or not you put it back in the casing is up to you.
I don't know if it would be a good sign to show the vampires, hey, we found this, and here's a good show that we are not going to hurt you, or if you wanted it as a...
I would kind of like to keep it as an option because I don't entirely. Well, it's demons. Demons saying I don't entirely trust these people. It's just a standard. I may as well just have a pin that says I do not entirely trust you.
Yeah.
It's nothing personal. I'm just thinking that if we potentially might wear out our welcome with these vampires, or if we end up caught in some kind of vampire on vampire conflict between the different factions, exactly, Magpie. Yeah, it never hurts to have leverage.
I think Silver's probably a bit too trusting and would refuse to carry it. So if you're happy to carry it...
I don't mind carrying it if you put it back in the case.
Yeah, I can put it back in the case.
Yeah.
Okay. So at the end of last session, you returned to the safe house and you showed them the footage that you took to confirm the contract had been fulfilled. And you then went. Sebastien offered you the facilities of the house to get cleaned up, and then reconvene for further talks.
Some of us needed more cleaning up than others.
So, you've all had occasion to get a little bit of rest, take some refreshments. Mm-hmm. Sebastien is nothing if not a kind and generous host when it comes to that. His staff, however, somewhat less gregarious. And you reconvene in the parlour after this. It's yourself, the two of you. Volt at this point has left, having received a message and saying that she has urgent business to attend to, but leaving the matters in your hand. And so it's you two, Rigel and Sebastien.
Right. I think timing-wise, by the way, our priority is going to have to be to get into his apartment because otherwise his cat is going to eat himself.
I don't care about the cat, but if you want the cat, I'll go with.
Demon wants a cat.
Let us deal with the matter of the contracts that you had been asked or assigned to. With the matter of Lamar's execution taken care with, obviously, Rigel had promised, and he looks over at Rigel as he does so. Rigel had promised you 2,000 NEC, I believe, for taking out his tormentor.
Mm-hmm.
That is fine. And he reaches down beside him and pulls out an old-style attaché case, places it gently on the table, flips up unlatches it, flips it up, and pulls out a handful of cash and slides it over the table to you. Actually, but before he does so, he looks at Rigel, and Rigel nods, and then he pushes the cash in your direction. So,
Were they seriously considering not paying us?
Damn. I'm not sure either of you are quite capable of reading the reaction, although you could attempt to.
I'm willing to give it a shot. What the hell? I'm not going to be making many other characters.
What's your allure?
Oh, what, my pathetic allure of 3? Yeah, sure, I'm willing to do it. I've got the deceive skill.
I think mine's 8.
Um,
Not that I don't know if Silver would care that much.
If it's, however, it might be awareness, which is on perception, which at least I have as a 6.
What you are looking for is...
Oh God, I need a new ring light. I am so shiny. I need not to have the light coming straight at my face.
Just blame the heat. It's disgusting.
It is. It's all, mattifying makeup is not going to cut it.
I just haven't put makeup on because it's too hot. It's going to melt off my face.
I've gone with the shine reducing moisturizer, which is just a lie, apparently.
Yeah, so this would be. I'm going to say that this is a deceive check. If you want to identify it, but you can try and do it on awareness with a modifier.
How bad's the modifier on awareness?
It will be a +2.
So that would be a point better. Yeah, I'll take that.
You've got some grit as well.
I've got grit. Yeah, it's fine. I've got 5 points of grit, and it renews at the start of each session, so it's all good.
Yep.
Right. Maybe I shouldn't use the blood splattered die. That's screw it. Yeah. What the hell? Whoa. Oh wow. Okay. Well, that's a 1. Blood splatter gives me a 1, and metal gives me a 4.
Okay. What you are picking up is not any intent for deception or payment. It was more confirmation. It's that you're still not quite certain about what the relationship between Rigel and Orion, or rather Rigel's group, and the Hematites actually is.
Yeah, the power dynamic is wrong because by rights the vampires should have the edge, and that is not how I've read it.
Yes, what you are getting is that there is somewhat more deference to Rigel's wishes here than you would necessarily expect from this dynamic, or from your interactions with gangs and such. Actually, this probably would have been better as a streetwise check, but you've got the info. So
I'm better at streetwise.
Yeah.
Also, Demon in backstory has at least have her family having dealings with vampire gangs.
And that's the thing. This dynamic feels very weird, especially since the Hematites seem to be bankrolling this entire venture, because you've not seen Rigel put forth any money.
No,
all the money has come from Sebastian so far.
Yeah, I mean, vampires as money men, that's not a shocker, but checking up first is, that's weird.
Mm-hmm. So you get the 2,000 that you were promised from that.
Okay.
Other than that, you were also requested to find out information as to Orion's whereabouts, and if not, if you're not able to extract him or his body themselves, then at least going some way to finding that. How do you fare on that side? I will remember to do a proper a French accent for Sebastian when he is talking.
Maybe he's been practicing for when he travels to the mystical land of England. Kensington.
How are you faring on that front?
Silver, you got anything to say on that?
I don't think it felt like Lamar didn't actually know that much necessarily.
Yeah.
It felt like we weren't dealing with as big a fish as we'd have liked to have been.
Yes, he was more of an eel than a fish. I think Lamar was answering to, it was customer services, wasn't it?
Was he an
Yes.
operator?
Yes,
He was an operator.
his badge for he had two badges, one for TMI, which denoted his position there as a director, an investment director, and he also had a very plain Trill Investments badge, which simply said operator customer services.
So we've got leads to chase up for Lamar. We don't have much solid information on Rigel yet, except that we know he was taken to the Rapidel Couriers. Was that the ones in Nama, or am I?
The
No,
of
Lega.
League.
League. Lega? I'm not quite sure where Lega came from.
AKA Liège.
Oh, yeah, that'd be why I couldn't pronounce it then.
Well, so, and
we
then
can follow that up.
he's mulling that, and then Rigel kind of like leans forward and says, "Do you want to? Are you going to follow that up?
Well,
It's
obviously.
up to you."
Yes, obviously, yes. Also personal space. Finger drive, Silver.
Yes. We need to look at the contents of that.
Yeah.
A finger drive?
Lamar had a finger drive, and was it a camera, or am I misremembering?
He had a cam as well.
Yes.
And I can't remember if you said that it was something that had storage, or if it was just like streaming.
It was.
Because
I think
that
it
would
was
be the difference.
Yeah, I think it was local storage, not streaming.
Yes.
Because the signal is dodgy.
From what you saw, and because in your investigation, Silver, Lamar did not have a neural rig. The camera was set to record directly to the finger drive, and there is a chip. There was a chip in the drive. What's on it, you don't know as yet because you haven't looked at it. Sebastian intervenes. Well, it is not a given, but obviously the money is still available, or the job is still available if you wish to pursue it. Given time is moving on, however, we would be, if you are unable to do this soon, we would request whatever information you do have so that we may pursue this ourselves.
Oh, I think we're quite happy to pursue this. And really, we only stopped by to let you know that the bastard was dead, and to wash him off our shoes.
Again, understandable.
Horrible person.
Let me just double check you weren't given anything else.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So yeah, information on the confirmed whereabouts of Orion, rising 1,500 if you confirmed it, 5,000 if you recovered him, 3,000 if you recover a body. Yeah.
Right.
So yes. Rigel looks at Sebastian impatiently. We need to get him out. That is true, but our friends here have shown themselves to be competent. Obviously, matters are not quite as simple as we may have thought. They seem to have taken appropriate precautions in moving him around. That is potentially to be expected. However, you can understand Raisha's impatience. Every day we let this continue is another day that they may find out more, or that they may manage to break Orion, should he still live, or be moving on information that they have found out. The matters get riskier the longer we leave it.
So, how long has it been since we rescued Rigel?
It has been approximately a week since you rescued Rigel, because you did spend a fair bit of time trying to break down the information, and there was some wasted time in figuring out the drive, trying to figure out the drive that you took from Maurice Roulin. until you realise then that it was that you need an Enigma key.
Oh God, yes.
And then hunting down information on other bits and pieces that took a while.
We put feelers out for an Enigma key, haven't we?
Yes, you have.
Yeah.
You haven't been back to the base to see if those have paid off, and now the vault has gone. You don't have the direct link to Vault's contacts.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a bugger. And there's no way we can do it with a hardware fix.
There is, however, obviously the matter of, as you say, Lamar's office and apartment.
Yeah. I think any further information is more likely to be found there.
I would concur that is probably a good starting point. There is obviously the courier's office in League, so we have 2 points of action. This may be a case, as he looks at Rigel, for a split operation. We could divvy up the work in order to expedite matters. Obviously, if you do wish to handle both yourselves and be paid accordingly, that is your prerogative. But as I say, time is of the essence.
Right.
We are willing to give you a little more leeway should you wish to conduct these matters on your own. However, that is not an infinite supply.
As long as they're being reasonable about such things. What do you reckon? Look at the finger drive.
I think that's where we have to go first, because
Yeah.
it'll give us at least some of like Lamar's whereabouts.
Yeah. Find out what he was doing, what he was recording.
Yeah. You know, is it just a fail-safe that he has on him, or is it for specific things?
Yeah. I probably don't want like the last 10 minutes before you cut his finger. But yes.
I mean, the camera was not active when you knocked him out. You know that the camera was not active.
True. Yes. Visions of a little camera lens emerging from his fingertip.
Yeah, it's kind of gross.
Yeah. Be like breaking a nail; it catch on everything. Sorry, really didn't need that. It'd be worse if it replaced a fingernail.
Rigel gets up and starts pacing around the room.
Yes, because that will help. Yes. Getting yourself worked up is not going to save your friend. And that is setting character.
He kind of glares at you, but it's somewhat half-hearted.
Mate, you've just had footage of me slitting a man's throat while I stroked his neck and sent him to sleep. Really don't.
Silver actually tries to be nice.
You're competent.
Comforts.
You're competent. Yeah. That's why we're giving you more time.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. You're still an unknown quantity.
He looks at Sebastian and goes, "We could just send a team in, hit both places. We could. That does have a great deal of exposure, though. That is why I'm offering the opportunity for a joint venture here. Alternatively, you could use some of the money that you have just been paid, and we would take on all the risk. We could plan a venture here and now, and attempt to extract, and I could send a team to extract the information from TMI, and obviously anything else that you wish from the apartment."
I think if you're going to go noisy, that rather negates a lot of what we've been through already.
Who said anything about noise? My team are as appropriately quiet as I have. No, actually, scrap that. I have all the suitable resources at my disposal for any mission that we wish to enact.
And your enemies are expecting vampires.
That is why I am cautious.
Yeah, they're
However,
not
now that we
expecting
know,
plebs.
now that we know that they have armaments for dealing with us, unfortunately, not knowing what it is that they are carrying is difficult. Since Rigel and the others were incapacitated before they were able to identify anything, that does make matters harder. But we do have some defenses that we can prepare for.
Which book was the V-stop in?
The V-stop is in the core book. It is. I did give you a page number. It is. It is page 150 of the core book.
Of course it is. I've just headed there. Right. That's not a page. That is a page. Oh, there it is. Sorry, I went straight past it. My apologies. I was just trying to get an idea of what it actually is, because I am currently fronting out because I'm sitting with one on my hip. Just wondering what made it anti-vampire specifically. So I'm just reading the write-up here.
It's the ammunition primarily.
Yeah. Finding the rounds is hard, very difficult. Manufacturing them is even harder.
Yeah.
Uses ceramic glass rounds, delivering a punch similar to a steel ball bearing. Right, that's it. Upon impact, the capsule shatters, releasing a sulfur-based serum derived from garlic extract. Yeah, we got garlic guns, guys. A garlic gun, anyway. Using a process known only to the development team Milton Baines and Co. To vampires, the serum has an effect not unlike concentrated hydrofluoric acid. Holy crap, holy! Yep. Causing extreme burning and melting of vampire flesh that can't simply be washed off, although I imagine after it's melted, yes, this flesh can be washed off. Or is that not what they meant? A few well-placed rounds from a V-stop can literally turn the vampire into a pile of glop in a matter of minutes. Weapon is well feared among the vampire community, but being found with one will lead to imprisonment or worse. Well, I probably should have read that before I decided to keep it.
That said, well. you have got a casing for it that
Yes.
Mimics a standard operator's heavy pistol, the Sec S7.
Dalek extract. I like the idea of Dalek extract.
Yeah, exactly, so exterminates either way. Yeah,
indeedy. But yes, so no, I just wanted to know what we were talking about. Were we talking carbon bullets? No. A la Ultraviolet, the series where they went with wooden-tipped bullets.
No, there is other anti-vampire tech that is based around wood, but obviously given the difficulty of finding actual wood these days.
Yeah. There's a question. Is upcycling MDF furniture a huge source of ammo for anti-vampire weapons?
There's not enough wood in MDF to actually to be effective for the tech that is involved.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay.
I mean, most MDF is basically just returned into like food additives, pulped for paper, and such, or kept as reconstituted furniture. What MDF could be found.
Yeah.
It didn't tend to fare well with the atmospheric changes that took place in the wake of the Resource War.
Oh, great. So I can just see people's kitchens melting. Excellent stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. Okay. This is getting weirder and weirder as we go. God, sorry, I am absolutely...
No, for folks watching, it is very warm here in the UK at the moment.
It is. It's very warm and it's very humid. I apologise. Um, I think let's find out what's on the finger drive and then plan our course of action accordingly as to whether or not we make use of Sebastian's mercenaries. Sorry, soldiers for hire on retainer. Or if we attempt something a little more low key. Very low key.
Yeah. So I'm gonna lay this out as to what I had in mind here. So if you want to do the operation yourself and to hit TMI, retrieve the cat, hit ransack Lamar's office, that can be done. That won't be today. That will be the start of the next chapter. That will basically be the start of chapter 3 if you wish to pursue that line. Alternatively, you can accept the help of the hematites in some form or another, whether that's as a joint operation or as asking them to do the work. Cost will vary depending on how much you want them to be involved, how much information you tell them, and how good your plan is. Because what we can do is we can plan that action and then narratively carry out what the results from that are. Alternatively, you can also give them the information about the RC office in League for them to do that. We can work. Basically, you have a bunch of options here as to what we do today, effectively.
Right.
Or you can say you're going to do it yourself, do it some other thing, head back to the Luxem Sprawl, find out more information that way, or you have a number of options and you have a number of leads. Whether or not you get that information now or at the start of the next chapter is kind of up to you.
Okay. Just off the top of my head, I'm not sure we can do both Rapidel and TMI because they are quite geographically separate.
There is that, especially if you want to do it in a if you want to do it in a concise time frame, because trying to do both will take a good few days.
Yeah.
Depending on your preparations, obviously. In theory, you could do it in 2 days.
Okay.
Like literally, if you bounced from here to one to the other.
Yeah.
How much prep you have in between all of that and the timings will obviously vary. But
Yeah.
as I say, you don't have to do this all yourself.
No, as I said, I'm thinking that Rapidel is more likely to be where there's direct information on Orion. So I think Rigel would be more heavily incentivized on that mission.
You just want the cat.
It's not just that I want the cat. I mean, obviously, yes, I do want the cat because obviously a cat would suit her image. And so far, image is everything to Demon because what the hell I've created, I do not know.
I better find some spare hands there or something as payment.
You've got 2 spare hands already.
Maybe a foot then.
Maybe somebody will have cyber legs.
I don't think I want like the full cyber legs, just like a foot or something.
Just with visions of a couple of legs, one over each shoulder. Oh God.
I think going to Lamar's home ourselves is probably, as you say, the way to do it.
Yeah.
Rigel will want the information from
Rapidel.
That's the one.
Yeah, because that was definitely either a destination or a transit point.
And I think Rigel will feel better doing something.
Yes. Also, if that turns violent, that's their problem, not ours.
Yeah.
Frankly. I think, sorry. Yeah. Let's tentatively say then that we will tackle TMI.
Okay.
Do we want to check the finger drive first before we make
Definitely.
any solid decisions, by the way?
Yeah, this
Okay.
yeah, this is definitely a pencil-in decision. If we
Are you letting them know that you have
Yes.
this?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I am.
Okay.
If you want to stop me, you can feel free to
No, I don't
stick a
think
hand
there's
over my face. It's not like you're low on them.
If you have a sheep, we can display it on the monitor here. You know that there is a display monitor here because
Yeah.
you showed them that.
Yeah.
Well, if they're gonna go after them as well, I don't see there being any point in not sharing this info at least.
I don't have a problem with that.
Mhm.
What I was wondering about is, can I jack into the storage myself and broadcast it off my internal
You
deck?
can plug the chip into you if you have a
Uh-huh.
chip port, and then
Yeah.
link to the monitor
Yeah.
wirelessly.
Yes. I mean, I do have the pop-out wires
Oh,
as
actually,
well.
actually, no. You've got your display tablet.
I do.
Yes, so you can broadcast to that.
Yeah. I'm just thinking that if I would quite like things to run through my consciousness first, because it won't show as much of a delay
Mm-hmm.
because it's all at speedofthought.com.
Yep.
But just in case there's anything we didn't want to share, there's a potential there for me to just chuck in some static.
Okay.
But I think that would only work because I've got the internal rig. But I think that's probably the best way to go. Plus,
Okay.
I can also do a virus check for the bugger.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
Rather than plugging it into their system and having everything explode.
Okay. So you're putting the chip into your data port, or your chip port. Okay.
Yep.
You put the chip into your port, and as you say, probably a good thing you did it through your system, because there is a security. Barrier. It's not complex, but it was rigged to basically wipe the chip if the appropriate security measures are not in place, i.e., do you have the right code? However, for someone of your capability, it is quite easy to hack the code wall on this and disable the thing. You don't even need to roll for this. You've got hacking in your brains is 9, I believe. Yeah.
My brains are 9. I also have drill bit, which, if I recall correctly, is actually anti-code wall.
Yeah. So it is basically a matter of moments to disable the code wall and the associated virus that was attached to it that would basically frazzle standard display equipment.
Yeah.
And I'm going to describe what is coming. Obviously, you have this a couple of whatever broadcast delay you want to put on it, you have that much time ahead of what is being shown to the others. So if you want to cut this off at any point, let me know.
Okay, I'm deploying a 4-second delay.
Okay. So assume that you've got 4 seconds on this description ahead of anything that Silver, Sebastian, or Rigel are seeing.
Okay.
What is on there is the recording of the aftermath of a shootout, it appears. The camera tracks through what looks to be a semi-busy office building. You've got your standard cubicle farm setup. You know, in like jumping to our world for a moment, you know, in kind of like Marvel movies when they're crashing through buildings, or like the Hulk is running through something, and you've got the generic office building layouts that they are demolishing in New York. It's that kind of setup. So yeah, standard office building layout. The camera pans over besuited bodies lying in various stages of, let's say, panicked death. It looks like they have been running and shot, gunned down as they were trying to escape. The various bodies and faces are somewhat indistinct, but the badges show the logo of a company that you can quickly cross-reference to be that of a company called Isolinear Advances. They're a chip manufacturer.
Okay.
The camera stops and hovers over the body of a young man, probably mid-20s or so, but he is definitely styled differently. His suit is better cut. His haircut is more fashionable. He seems to be wearing better electronics. And you can see that the camera focuses in on his on the lapels of his suit, where the green emblem of Trill Investments is stitched.
Okay. Well, they know that Trill are involved, so that's not a problem.
As the camera pans around, as it looks like Lamar is walking through this building or through this office, these offices, other bodies can be seen. It looks like there was a massive firefight. There are security officers as well amongst the dead. But you can also see bodies that seem to be that are bearing gang colours. The neon pink, black, and cobalt blue in various shades of dyed denim and leather or pleather.
I'm screenshotting images of the gang
Yeah.
colours.
Well, you and Silver definitely recognise these gang colours.
Yeah.
They belong to one of the five gangs of the five major gangs of the Luxembourg. This is the Aptflucre gang, who control northeastern segment of the Luxembourg. That is very much their territory.
Right.
The footage then cuts, and it cuts to an autopsy table. A very clean, clinical medical room is set up. And you see that the camera, as Lamar approaches the table, is that of one of the gang members. And you can see white-suited medical figures removing bits of clothing, starting to cut away bits of skin, looking at cybernetics and such. The camera pans up the body and focuses in on some cyberware being extracted from the head, from the brain cavity.
I am diverting the feed for a couple of seconds. So they get static and I get the recording.
Okay.
I don't want to. For some reason, I just don't want to show them this detail.
Okay.
But I want to be able to show Silver later.
Right. Okay. So Silver isn't seeing this then. So yeah, the feed on your tablet cuts to static. What you see then is some cyberware being extracted from this gang member's head, and there is a pan around the cyberware as it is cleaned up.
Right.
Then.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, were you going to ask something? If you want to
No, it's
focus
carry
or
on.
pause it, then.
What I will do is, as soon as the cyberware is off camera, they can have the feedback.
Okay. Sure. Silver, you see the feed on the tablet cut back in at this point, and it looks like there was a bit of static on the from the camera, and the camera is now looking at personal effects that are being taken out of have been taken out of the person's pockets. There's there's a phone, there's various bits of coinage, and some scraps, and then it stops on a what looks to be an ID card, a transit worker's ID card, and it bears the picture of this person, a young woman, probably mid to late 20s. However, Silver, you're taken a little bit aback when you see this ID card.
Okay.
The ID card, because the name on the ID card is Emil Winters, and then the footage stops.
Is that it?
Yep.
Okay. Can I have a quick look over the rest of the chip? Is there any non-video data on there?
There is no non-video data on there.
Okay.
As far as you can tell, it was set to record directly from the finger cam at, the request of, whoever is operating it. Yeah.
And that was the only recorded feed that we had?
Yes, sir.
Okay. It's not that any previous videos have been left on there.
No.
No episodes of EastEnders lying around. Okay.
Alas, no. You personally consider this a slightly weird setup. It's not that it's necessarily unusual, particularly in operatives, because not all operatives are fitted when you're rigged for full autonomy over the cyberware. If this was purely a record and a video and record thing. You're a little surprised there isn't an audio capture feed as well.
Yeah.
But it was literally just a finger cam hooked up directly to a chip recorder.
Right. Yeah, that's what the hell were they recording gangers having cyberware extracted? And more importantly, were gangers packing cyberware that was of interest to anyone? Okay, this is a train of thought I can't pursue while we're in public.
No, Silver looks at Demon in a kind of, we need to talk, and I need to see what was...
Yeah.
I think Silver knows what has happened with the static. He's not stupid, and he knows that.
Yeah, Demon doesn't think he's stupid, but Demon also just doesn't trust this lot as much as they possibly ought to. Demon's not a trusting soul.
I mean, you're dealing with very much an unknown quantity in the hematites. You've vaguely heard of them, but they're not. This is the outskirts. And in an area that you are not familiar with.
We're also dealing with things that could put us on the food chain and not at the top.
There is that.
Okay. So yes, I guess that confirms the involvement of Trill Investments from the chap in the uniform. This is to the room at large.
Yes, interesting. I'm not sure what this has necessarily to do with our matters at hand.
A dumb question. I don't suppose you lot are sponsoring whichever of the gangs it is. My brain just fried on me.
The Absolute, yeah.
Yeah. You're not sponsoring, supplying, supporting.
No,
those guys, are you?
We have no dealings with the gangs of the Luxembourg. Obviously, we know we keep tabs on affairs in that direction, but no, our operations are here in the vicinity of the Paris zone.
Fantastic. Okay, somebody is. And definitely whoever Trill, whatever faction is represented by Trill, are very interested in flattening them. The dead gangers, they were in the office firefight, weren't they?
Yes, from what you could see from the pan around, it looks like it was a fight between the office security and the gangers. You can probably you probably reckon that the gangers had raided this office.
Is that the sort of thing that's likely to make the news?
Um, Depending on how much noise was made, it probably would
Hmm.
make a news feed.
Yeah.
There is also likely to be fallout on Scanner um, from this.
Yeah.
You could probably go hunting around on that network for eyewitnesses or things like that.
Yeah. Because I mean, just office building doesn't really tell us a lot,
No,
but we know it's all we know is it's Luxembourg, and I'm guessing in or close to the territory of the gang.
I mean you don't. As I say, you know the company, but you don't know where their offices are based.
No,
All you know is that Isolinear Advances are a chip manufacturer.
sorry.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah, sorry. Sorry, there's something slightly peculiar.
Oh.
Um,
Do we want to take a break here then? And you want to
yeah,
go?
if we
Yep.
could,
Okay. No,
because I'm gonna have to go and secure my doors.
that makes sense. Especially given the weather, it's probably time for folks to refresh their drinks. So we're going to
Yes.
take a few minutes break here. So do get up, stretch, grab your meds, grab snack, grab food, grab drinks, and we will be back in a few minutes, folks. So take care.
Okay.
See you on the other side. Hello and welcome back, folks. Hope you had a decent break as you rejoin us for the second part of tonight's session of the Gaia Complex as the team try to work out what to do next with the information that they have at their disposal following the contract killing of one security operative.
Contract killing just sounds so dirty. And apologies for the delay coming back. I had a seagull had pulled my curtain aside, walked into my hall, and was standing there staring at me.
Wow. Okay.
I just had to hustle it out.
Yeah, as Magpie says, bold.
Yeah, they are. Oh, they are. God, they are here. But no, I was sort of staring at it, and it stared at me, and I had a. Well, one of us needs to leave.
And that camera sting of like your eyes flash, their eyes flash across the screen.
I just had to pull a joe stick down and just hassle it out with a staff.
Oh wow!
Didn't hurt it, didn't touch it. No. It was just a go away now, because it was just sort of stood there with a what? I live here now. To you hell.
Crisps. I demand crisps.
Yes. Okay.
So, I'm not sure if Saffron Core has reintroduced the seagull to New Europe, but
yeah, little bastard. I say little, huge.
They are. So, you have just reviewed the footage from Lamar's finger cam, and found possibly related, possibly unrelated footage for the case at hand. But up to you as to what you do with it or what anyone wants.
I'm going to question Vigil and Sebastian about why do you think he was recording this, and who do you think he would be recording it for?
Rigel kind of huffs and shrugs. Sebastian is a little bit more considered as he leans back in his chair, crossing those elegant legs of his with the flash of heel as he is wont to wear. My personal view is that this is related to another mission, another case that he was dealing with. I have no... If this other gang are involved, that obviously adds a new complication. However, I cannot think of anything why they would want to, or what this company that they were attacking would have to do with anything that we are doing here. It's too far away, too unconnected. That said, this is Trail. Trail have their hands in so many different pots. It can be difficult to know what is related or connected to what else. However, I think this might be unconnected with what we are doing, at least at present.
Right. Okay then. So
I ask, do they not recognise any names that were said there? No. Any faces? Okay.
No. Aside from the companies, I recognize the Trail logo. I recognize the logo for Selenia Advances. I recognize the colors of that gang, and I know it is more in your ballpark than mine.
For the cyberware extraction, before I cut the feed, were the people doing, for want of a better term, the post-mortem masked or unmasked?
They were masked.
Bollocks. Okay.
They were wearing white medical hazmat gear.
Oh, hello. Well,
as in they were wearing full coverage gear.
Yeah.
However, it did not look like Lamar was.
Well, no. If nothing else, his finger was exposed. That's not a sarky comment. Last I checked, if it was a hazardous disease situation or something, your fingers are not immune. That's a horrible way of phrasing it, and I'm very sorry. Sorry, I'm so thirsty. Okay. So, I think nothing on here is making me think any different that you lot would be best off. I think you are the most appropriate people to tackle the Rapidel offices, where we know Orion physically has been. We know he was delivered there. Whether he's been moved on since, we don't know. But we do know that he has physically been there. So if there's a chance for a rescue, that's probably your best bet. And I am shamelessly targeting Rigel with this to encourage him to think it's his own idea.
Yeah. She has a point. If we want to get things done, that's probably our best. Certainly. It seems the most direct access to. That said, I do not want to discount any information that Mr. Lamar's demise might also afford us. I cannot believe that he does not have connections or information leading back to Orion's whereabouts in his office. He has to have received his orders from somewhere.
He does, and I think he probably does. But I also think it's going to take more analysis of whatever we find in his office to make any useful sense of it. Data is not information without interpretation.
That is true.
Whereas possibly you're going to find something slightly more straightforward in the terms of delivery schedules, rerouting, and tracking vehicles, which could be carrying your companion.
Rigel definitely looks happier at this state of affairs, at what you are suggesting. Right. Yeah, we should hit up that courier in League while they go to they go to that place. Sebastian turns to look at you. Would you wish the assistance of some of my associates, or do you wish to do this operation by yourself?
I tell you what, give us half an hour. I need to find out what capabilities we've got, and you'll understand if we don't necessarily want to wear that particular laundry in front of potential clients.
Of course, your reticence is well understood. Rigel, come with me. We will leave you here. Should you wish to, obviously, should you wish to leave the premises, you are welcome to. However, I am offering you the use of this my parlor to discuss. I can assure you that there are no listening devices or surveillance of any kind in here to overhear. Myself and Mr. Rigel will go and see to other matters and discuss what you have presented us with.
Can I attempt to, once he's gone, can I attempt to double check for any listening devices and surveillance?
Could you give me a surveillance check, please?
Do I have surveillance? I have a feeling I do, actually. Yes, I do. And I'm quite good at it. And that is 2 successes. That is a 3 and a 6.
Okay. Sebastian speaks the truth. You cannot. You do a fairly detailed sweep for anything obvious and even the somewhat less obvious, since you do know that there are tech points. Despite the old world feel of
Yeah.
this parlor, you do know that it is technologically capable, and you are also not putting anything past a Bane, but probably highly competent vampire gang. If they are operating like this,
Yeah.
then you know that they almost certainly have resources, if nothing else. Um,
Okay.
but no, you don't find any bugs, cameras, or microphones that will overhear or listen in on your conversations.
Okay. That's fine. Um, there was a little bit of extra footage which might be of interest to you that I didn't necessarily feel the need to share
Yeah, I guessed.
with the class. Yeah, all right. You see how subtle you are with a 4-second delay. Um, very nearly flashed up the little test card girl with the clown. And yes, so I will show on my tablet
Mm-hmm.
the whole of the autopsy scene,
Okay.
including the headwear.
Okay. So, showing the rest of the autopsy room. Yeah. So the pan up the body as you see various bits of cyberware being extracted from this ganger's body. Pretty much what you would expect from a ganger. Like there is nothing that seems necessarily out of the ordinary. Um, until you get to the what is being extracted from the head. The camera pans around some obviously blood and gore stained chrome that you watch being washed down and cleaned up and shown in various forms. There is obviously you get the feeling that there is stuff being spoken here because it looks like the person who is holding the cyberware is basically showing off and pointing out bits about it. As it is being extracted, and as you see further around it, Silver, you notice that this is very much not standard installation of neural cyberware. Obviously, installation is going to vary between doctor to doctor. Tactimed has set protocols and procedures for the installation of the different parts of cyberware that you know, and all of their surgeons are trained to follow their protocols. This does not look like Tactimed installation. But what you do also notice is that the way that like the wiring has been connected into the neural into their nervous system and hooked around bone and such like that is familiar.
Okay.
You definitely recognize or have been in the presence of cyberware that has been installed in this fashion. It's not exactly the same as your mentors, but if it isn't his, then it is somebody else who has probably studied under them.
Yeah.
And
Silver does not look happy at this information, by the way. There is.
that said, this wouldn't really be noticeable to anyone who doesn't have cyberdoc training, or like highly advanced medical knowledge. And obviously, Silver, you have certain other information that helps you out here, or rather discomforts you even more here.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you look worried. What's up?
I want you to fast forward to the card at the end with the name Emil Winters on it. And
Okay.
I want to see what that looks like.
Mm-hmm.
I can scan forward for that, yep. I can even freeze frame and zoom in.
Yep. You focus in on the ID card, and the picture on the ID card is that of the ganger on the table. The ID card is for New Europe Light Transit, the company which maintains the transport network that crosses the city. And yet, it lists the name listed on the card is that of Emil Winters, and it gives their worker ID number, and it looks like it's swipeable.
What does the person look like? Sorry.
The person, the person on the table, which matches the thing, is a young woman, probably mid to late 20s, with dark brown hair, and the edges of cyberware around the neck that show up on the photo, but otherwise, brown eyes, brown hair, fairly nondescript looking face.
Yeah.
Right. I take it you know the gent.
They didn't look like that last time I saw them.
Well, here's a question. Possibly a professional one. How hard is it to completely reconfigure your face? Okay, rephrase that. How hard is it to completely reconfigure someone else's face? I would imagine it's considerably harder to do your own. I can't even get my eyeliner straight.
I decide to trust Demon.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how much this is going to backfire, but that's my name. And I have never looked like that. And that's my mentor's work.
Ah.
So someone's walking around, or was walking around, with my ID.
Right. I take it it's not as simple as you lost it somewhere.
I made an effort to change. Somewhat. But I have never looked like that. That's a different person.
So why would somebody feel the need to pretend to be you?
I'm not exactly popular with my old mentor.
See, that's a reason not to pretend to be you, surely. Unless you wanted to keep your mentor away from whoever it is.
That's why I'm confused. Unless he's using my old name just to get somewhere.
Yeah. Well, does your old ID have any access of interest?
I mean, I'm not from around here.
Okay.
And I worked with him in his basement. That was my affiliation with my mentor.
Sorry, just read chat. Sorry.
How dare you?
Like, the thing is, I can see it as a TikTok.
I don't even want to think what medical TikTok is actually like.
You definitely don't.
Oh, God. Lift the skin away, spoonful of filler underneath, onto the cheekbones. Yes, okay. Yeah. It's all to a really crappy semi open source music. Right. God. Too loud. Okay, I mean, the obvious thing to do is to try and find out who is using your ID and ask them politely to stop.
Well, I think they have. I think they're dead on a table.
Well, yeah. Anyone in particular want you dead?
Yes. A specific small gang who think I may have murdered them. I didn't.
Would specific small gang now be affiliated with the gang whose I can't pronounce for some reason? My brain is...
I don't know.
The absolutely correct, yeah. No. Well, rather, you don't know.
Yeah, I have no
Silver.
idea.
Because this is definitely not the gang from your backstory. And as far as you're aware, your mentor didn't have dealings outside of near Munich. But then that was a while ago.
I think it's been about 18 months.
Yeah.
And I feel the need to share the information with Demon. He is crazy. He is started to disconnect.
Okay, when... Right.
You know, if you start installing too much cyberware,
yeah.
start becoming...
Uh-huh.
And he wished to push the edge of his humanity to get as close as you can without being killed.
That sounds suspiciously like you may have tripped over the edge.
Yeah.
Okay, can I get the time date stamp from this file, this folder?
Yes, you can. The date stamp. Let me just think where this fit into. Yeah, the date stamp of this is yesterday.
Oh.
Okay, well, that kind of puts the kibosh on what I would... Oh, thinking. Excuse me one moment. I wonder what the thud was then. I've just realised. Right, I'm just going to mute my camera while I fix this. Okay. Yeah, I, for some reason, was thinking in terms of longer ago, but I suppose it sort of makes sense because he only had limited recording time. But even so, what? I mean, how long before we picked him up was it?
As in, like, you picked him up. You picked him up late afternoon on this day.
Yeah.
So this is. You'll make a guess as this is what he was doing yesterday.
Right. Okay. Huh. That's...
I don't like that information.
No, I'm not 100% keen on your behalf, I will say. It's not ringing my bell. I have to... On the other hand, that does give me a much more limited field to search any unofficial news sources for reports on, well, let's be honest here, a massacre.
Yeah, because that was quite a few people.
That was a lot of people. That's going to have made a lot of noise. Now, even if official, Gaia enforced news services are not going to take it, because let's face it, we know all the news that's fit to print, that they want us to. It's hard to keep your average blogger down.
That's true. Did we see what cybernetics were being taken out, or was it just the general everything that was on them?
It was general everything that was on them.
So like neural links, if it was in the brain.
Yeah, basically, like what had been focused in on was some neural link cyberware.
Begs the question question, why? I mean, it's not like you can reuse it. Well, okay, rephrase that. It's not like a corporation with a lot of money is going to want to reuse it.
Can you swipe it for info though? Like we have here.
There is that. Yeah, I mean, theoretically, it could have anything from up to and including effectively tracking of wherever the user has been. Well, there's a thought. GPS tracking in your eyes. That's fine. Find my phone for my eyeballs.
Just slight adjunct. I'm just trying to remember because I didn't review last time's session. Did the name Exciser come up?
It rings a bell, but I can't remember in what context.
Yeah, yes, sames.
Okay.
Now, whether that was I was not paying attention, or whether that was when the phenylalanine switched off and I suddenly brain went weird. I don't
this
know.
is a problem because I had obviously peer behind the curtain a little bit. I had a whole bunch of information for your interrogation of Roger, but I forgot to note down which bits you did find out and which bits you didn't.
Right. Yeah, that's a problem.
I thought I could remember it, but okay.
Yeah.
Oh well.
You poor deluded GM, you. Bless your little heart. Sorry, I had something fall off my monitor, and I need to be sorting this now.
Yeah, because you would have been told that his orders were to deliver him to the Exciser. Yeah.
Oh, was that the? Was that one of his bosses in customer services, or am I hallucinating?
No, but you were able to identify. You know who the regional, or you know who the head of customer services is for this area.
Yeah.
Because that is publicly available information.
Right.
And that guy's name is Jakob Sundergaard.
That means absolutely nothing.
Yeah, that name didn't ring a bell. But...
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I suspect I didn't tell you that last week, but if that that's data that you would be easily find outable.
Right.
I just can't remember if I told you anything about the Exciser or if that was just the name that came up there.
Honestly, can't remember. I'm afraid. I'm terribly
Yeah,
sorry.
no worries. I mean, I can assume that if this is new information, so be it. Because the other thing the other thing you have and may have forgotten about is that you have Lamar's phone.
Oh shit! Yes, you're right. That I had completely forgotten about. Oh well. Shall we?
I guess we should.
Yeah. He just have a little poke at his phone.
Okay, so you have a look at the phone. It's surprisingly not difficult to access. You don't have to do much to hack it, and it's fairly simple. There is actually very little on it. He keeps his phone rather clean. It looks like he wipes the contact history at the end of each day. So, and there aren't exactly many numbers for today. What it does have of interest, though, are two messages that are that are both signed with the initials AB. And the messages seem fairly innocuous, but they are. Let me just have a look. Yeah, actually, yeah, two messages. The first one, one of the things you do notice though is these are not time-stamped.
Okay.
Or at least not visibly time-stamped. So at a cursory glance, you are unable to know when these came in or when these were received.
Right.
The first one, I say, both of these are signed AB. The first one says, "Hunt him down." And the second one says, the second one says, "You are unlikely to succeed me," or rather, yeah, actually no. JS will not promote you to succeed me if you fail this.
We was talking about promotion.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
And here's the one I can't remember. Did the name the Butcher of Bruss come up? Is that
That does not ring any bells at all.
okay? Okay. Can you both give me streetwise checks then?
Okay.
Oh God, I don't think I even have. Oh no, I do have streetwise.
I do.
Oh,
And fortunately, it's at 7, so the 5 and 7.
Cool. All right. Whether or not this is information
Good
that you
fight.
had or not, I can't remember. But you know, it's relevant. If this is brand new, that's on me. So making a few leaps of deduction. Whilst you are unfamiliar with what the exciser might be, it obviously seems to be a title of some sort. Leap using a deduction that somebody also in customer services maybe, or at least doing the same sort of work as Lamar does. You then piece that together with the initials AB, and the name that comes to mind, or rather is another title, the Butcher of Bruss. AB being Albert Betrois.
Okay.
He was a corpo. He was a merc. He was a merc who sold out.
Oh.
He was very well known for taking out high-ranking corporation executives. And then he sold out, or at least the rumors are that he sold out to an unknown corporation and disappeared. But then many of his former associates turned up dead. Some very messily. Various rumors have circulated as to where he went, why he did. Is this a copycat? Or did he just fail at a mission? Some of the rumors suggest that someone made him an offer he couldn't refuse.
Wouldn't be the first. It's a classic for a reason.
Yeah, or that he wanted to give up the mercenary lifestyle in favor of something more luxurious. However, the stories that are told over various drinks in Neo Munich are up to interpretation. But the fact that these initials are coming up in conjunction here does make you somewhat wary. He was a very dangerous individual.
Oh well, that's a happy thought, isn't it? Getting on the radar of someone like them. Okay. The timestamp is not there
No.
for the message. However, can I attempt to hack the phone and look at what the phone's internal software was doing?
Mm-hmm.
Because that will have directed to store said message in the appropriate message folder.
Mm-hmm.
So, although the timestamp can be removed, the actual phone itself will
Yep.
have recorded
Sure.
that information.
Give me a hacking check, please.
Okay. Yes, 7 and 6.
Okay. You are able to do that without too much hassle in getting into the phone's core data core. The messages appear to have been sent a day apart. The first one being the day after you retrieved Rigel.
Okay.
And
So
then
wanted him
the
back.
next one the next day. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. You remember you're only well, maybe not quite a week. It's maybe about 5 days since you retrieved Rigel.
Yeah. It's been 5 days since. Sorry. Huh. So yeah, they're not happy about it, are they? Question is it directly related to what we're doing? Or did he have a lot of gigs on at once? What do you reckon?
It doesn't feel that interlinked, but we don't have the full picture.
Yeah, that's a cosmic thing.
I'd say we go to Lamar's apartment. There might be more there.
Can I go for one more hacking check?
Mm-hmm.
And find out what what mobile towers the phone has pinged in the last recorded time. So what, the last 3 days? Actually, last week would be ideal, but
Okay, this is going to be difficult.
yeah.
So I'm going to apply a +2 penalty to
Okay.
your rolls.
Right, so I need 7 or less. Okay, so I am burning a point. I'm actually burning 2 points of grit
Mm-hmm.
to knock both of them down to 7.
Remember, each point of grit takes 1 off each dice.
Oh, it does?
Yes.
Oh, in that case, I just burn 1 point of grit then.
Okay. So that reduces both die by 1, so presumably bring you into threshold.
Yeah.
Okay.
I rolled 2 8s.
Okay. So yes, really good use of grit there. Okay. You are... It's not easy work, despite... Like, when I say that he kept his phone clean, he was mostly good at scrubbing data from his phone.
Right.
However, a deep search of its radio frequency systems, you're able to map you're able to map a path at least for the last 3 days.
Yeah.
And that is that it has pinged towers basically between Curvo, Nama, Chalet, and Izatna. So where his office is,
Yeah.
Nama being the place where you
Yeah.
started your car chase.
Yep.
Chalet, the site of the TMP depot, and Izan, where the ambush happened.
Right.
He doesn't. Oh, actually, hang on. That's not true. There would be one other. There would be one other area as well, because that would be yesterday's work. So I just need to grab a map to identify where that is.
When in doubt, find out what the operating system is doing, because so rarely do people get rid of what that does.
Yep. So that yes. So there were also towers pinged in Oberon, which is within the territory of the Aflukray.
Aha. Huh.
So that's northeastern of the the northeastern part of the Luxem sprawl.
Yeah. So yes, they are. There is a definite thing. We should, if this massacre happened yesterday, we could use the phone to pinpoint where that happened, can't we?
If
Or at
you,
least to give us a ballpark.
I mean, given that you have a district, you can probably do a net search to find Isolinear Advance's offices in the area.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Do I need to roll for that, or is that just something that comes off brains?
That's a general search. Yeah, it doesn't take very much searching to find out. Yes, there is an Isolinear Advances office in Oberon. It does not appear to be a manufacturing site, though. It appears to be an administrative stroke sales office.
That's a bloody bizarre thing to attack.
Most of their actual manufacturing seems to take place further afield.
This is a bit,
Yeah, like it's not even their HQ. It's not their head office.
If you want anything interesting, you don't hide it at HQ. You hide it in sort of
just a broom cupboard somewhere.
Yeah, broom cupboard somewhere in sort of the third locked filing cabinet. Not even with the "Beware of the Leopard" sign.
Yeah, I'm remembering the air gap terminal in a random office underneath the spa that we encountered in your
exactly
your game.
Yep. This is what you do. You forced me to learn about physical security, and I'm going to use it. Yeah. Okay. Do we stick it on our to-do list, Silver?
I guess. I think Silver is definitely itching way more towards looking, like checking out Lamar's apartment first and foremost.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I feel that's more time limited.
Yeah, I mean, people will swarm it as soon as they know what happened.
Yeah. Okay. So definitely focus on the Mars apartment and office first. See what we can get from there. But then I think we definitely need to look at this place. Why there was a massacre.
Yeah.
Why was a gang attacking not even somewhere where tech or cash is going to be held, just dudes. just plebs.
Yeah.
It's the guys who do the spreadsheets, and not even the interesting spreadsheets.
I mean, Silver obviously has personal reasons for wanting to follow him. If New Munich has followed him down to the Luxembourg,
Look at those hooks.
yeah,
Yes. Now, what did I do? Oh, yes, all my hooks are way away from here. However, if we see any Italian people, panic.
The German ones are quite scary as well.
Yeah, I can cope with your scary, and you can cope with my scary.
Yeah, no, sure, that'll be fine.
Yeah, you see any Sicilians get a little bit nervous. Right. Okay.
So, after if you have completed your discussions, then, as I say, it's roughly about half an hour. Ooh, I'm getting feedback from somewhere.
Yes, hang on one sec.
I don't think I've got any open audio. Okay, that seems to be better. The door opens and Sebastian and Rigel re-enter. Rigel just kind of like goes to the other end of the table and kind of like leans hands down against it. Sebastian returns to his seat. So, I trust you have had a productive conversation. So, what is it that you wish to do here? Obviously, I also forgot to say you can take the money and leave, and we cut our association here. I thank you for the job you have done so far, and we leave this as a mutually amicable arrangement. Obviously, you will not tell anybody of what has gone on here. Likewise, we will not tell anyone of your involvement.
We will regard a mutual NDA as being an operation.
Certainly.
I think we do want to tackle Lamar's office and apartment on our own. I still think approaching to get into the building, posing as cat sitters.
I leave that if you do not wish our
no, we can make our own plans on this.
Obviously, that is fine. The offer stands. However, it will mean that I have more resources to apply to the other operations. So.
Yeah, while you take on the couriers.
Oui. Certainly, we will pay them a visit and see what we can find.
And then we can share information, and hopefully,
I would appreciate that.
Bring down this operation, whatever this operation actually is.
And find Orion is what I say to Rigel in a kind of like rallying.
Yeah.
You know,
find Orion.
Nice.
Almost certainly alive. If they've kept him alive this long, they're going to keep him alive. They've lost you. If he has the information that they thought you had, they will be wanting to get it out of him. He may be tortured and he may be in a bad situation. She says, realizing that was not necessarily the best thing to say, but he won't be dead.
Yeah, Silver just does like comforting pat on the back with his.
We are definitely
arm, not the
he kind of like
metal one.
Hands palm down on the table. He looked like he's looking at the table rather than looking at any of you.
Yeah.
We are made of stern stuff. We've trained for this.
Yeah, why and who with? And I badly want to know that.
We'll get him back one way or another.
One way or another.
And then he looks up at Sebastian, who just nods. One way or another, there are answers to be had here, or retribution to be meted out.
Yeah.
This will have its conclusion.
Yep. Okay. So.
So I guess the question is here. Well, where do you go from here? And also, do you wish to do the Do you wish to do the infiltration of TMI on or off camera?
Oh, there's a thought.
We could do. You could do this off camera, effectively between chapters, and start something different, or start chapter 3 basically on the basis of the information that you find out from that, or we can have chapter 3 be the start with that. Because I'm thinking it's probably a little bit late right now to actually start the planning for that.
Yeah, I was about to say.
However, you don't need to actually make that decision now, because I think, as we all expected, I suspected this was going to be a shorter session.
I'm gonna actually. I will, however, throw that one to the audience. Would you like to see the infiltration happen in real time, or would you prefer just to have us give you the results and then we go off and act on it? So have a think about that.
So while they're thinking
take
about
it from
that,
there.
very well. Probably best that you do not elucidate your plans to me right now. Obviously, the less that we know of each other's goings on, the better for plausible deniability. I shall merely wish you good luck, and obviously there will be payment depending on the information that you find there. We shall consider the existing contract still open. He looks over at Rigel, who just nods curtly.
Yep. Okay, that works for me. In which case, this is actually way nicer than where we've been staying. So,
I'm not mad at vampire hospitality at all.
So you are. Breaker comes back in to show you out as Sebastian rings the bell to summon him,
okay.
and you are back on the streets of Mokes.
Right.
Let's go get you a cat.
Yep, works for me.
So
let's have a think about it and work out how we're going to do it.
So before we leave then, of you riding off into the sunset, where are you headed? Are you headed to Kervo, or are you headed back to base?
I think time's of the essence.
Yeah, I'd rather go straight there.
Go right there. Yeah,
I'd rather go straight there. Possibly find somewhere local to hide out, hole up, and plan, even if it's like a cafe or something.
Okay.
Especially because, am I still carrying my hands from last week?
Oh, God.
You everything that you took from them, you still have on you. You in particular, Silver, are probably
slightly encumbered, right?
Yeah, at least weighed down. You aren't moving quickly.
Never mind. Maybe if we find someone in difficulty, you can give them a hand.
Or two.
Oof.
We could definitely, as you say, find somewhere near where Lamar is.
Yeah.
Some kind of like safe house-esque thing where I could dump.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not married to the hands.
There's a sentence that you never thought you'd say.
No, I really didn't. I know that they sell well.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. 1, do you need to pickle them or preserve them, or is it all artificial flesh?
It's all artificial. Oh, no, actually, I don't know enough about the flesh hands out of character, because Lamar's was a...
Lamar has the synthetic real flesh coating.
Right.
But it is still synthetic.
Okay, so I think we're fine just to have them. I don't think they're going to go gross.
They're not going to go off.
No, but
okay.
you definitely want to treat it carefully.
Yes.
Right, okay. How about we head to Cavo, we rent a room in cheap hotel for a few days, pay up front, and we can ditch off stuff there, use it as a planning base, and then pretty much go straight to it once we decide what we're doing.
Yep.
Sound good?
Yep.
Also should be cheap. Plus we're loaded.
I can say that you probably have a gang safe house in the district.
Yeah.
It's not too far away from your regular places of operation, or the Piperlex places of operation.
Okay.
You suspect that most of the local gangs will have a safe house in the nearest hospital district. Because remember, Curvo is the hospital for this area.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not worrying at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe we can swing by, get some formaldehyde, antibiotics.
So,
Study pencil.
one more question before you ride off into the light transit sunset, as it were, towards Curvo. You do have the option of hiring other of making this a gang operation. You
Right.
can bring on other gang members to help you. Obviously, you will have to pay them, but the option is, if you did not wish to take on the hematites, you don't have to do this alone. You can hire other operatives, other mercs, notionally from your gang or outside if you have other contacts,
Yeah.
to assist you in this. So, something to think about.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily need an answer now, but I'm just reminding you that that is an option.
Yeah, I think we need to look at what character types are in the game and see where we are really lacking, aside from ability to have a big fight.
I've got my knife elbow knife thing.
I know, and this is why you presumably you want a knife hand as well.
I actually don't. I want toe knives next. Or
So,
knee knife. Take either.
I think that is a reasonable place to end chapter 2, as you have at least dealt with this this situation, not violently, but you have drawn a line under at least part of it, and you have committed yourselves to finding out more about what is going on here in northwestern New Europe. Yes, thank you very much, everyone, for being here. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. I'm not exactly sure when we will return for chapter 3. We are doing a little bit of reorganization here on the channel. We may move this off to a different channel for a short time or so, but those are things to be worked out. Yes, so yeah, thank you very much for being here. We will return with chapter 3 at some point somewhere. So do stay tuned to our social media, either the Discord, Twitter, or such, for what is going on and when.
Yeah, we won't keep it quiet, and indeed we'll make use of the Twitch page as well.
Yes.
So any announcements will go up on there.
Yeah. It won't be hard. So, if you are enjoying this, and I hope you are, I am having a lot of fun running this campaign. It is very definitely playing to my conspiracy theory politicking, but in a way that I haven't quite done before. So yeah, I'm liking getting to grips with the cyberpunk setting for this. In a way that is quite in a way that is different from Cyberpunk Red, which obviously is the other one that we have familiarity here with on the channel, because the pressures and the environment are very different to Night City. We are not as urbane, and we are not as, you know, there is a lot more catastrophe here. Things are harder than they are in CP, I feel. But so yes, thank you very much again for watching. Obviously, comments and such are more than welcome. Thank you, Molière, for putting the donate links and the Discord link. Obviously, anything we do get goes to support the channel and helps us provide resources, virtual tabletops, and so forth.
Yeah.
Drut, you are also a streamer. Where can we find you, and what are you doing next?
Tomorrow on Drata Cup, on Twitch, I will be back in Night City, appropriately enough, having stalked away from Pacifica and given two fingers up to the Voodoo Boys because they can go away anytime they like. But I didn't feel the need to fight my way out. So now I am following up on other plot points. And then on Thursday, I will be back in Paradise Killer, which ironically is again another investigative, vaguely cyberpunky, but completely deranged.
I need to catch up with the VOD for
good.
that.
It is a very interesting and very cool game. So I will be on that, and both of those should be starting around 7:30 p.m. UK. I will be leading straight off Sasha Sienna's book club stream on Monday. That's why my start time is a little bit mobile, so it's basically when they finish.
Cool. And as for myself, you can find me on my channel. Thank you very much, Molly, twitch.tv/Chrono Magistrate. I will be back on Wednesday at 6 p.m. BST with more Shadows over Loathing, carrying on the cosmic horror stick figure adventures. And I have done a little bit of reading. I know where to go. I know what I have to do for certain things now. Chapter 4 has definitely taken us a bit longer than expected, but hopefully we can finish that out next week. And then next Friday at 3 p.m. I will be back with more card chat and chill. My Friday afternoon lazy look through Magic the Gathering as I thought through my collection and build various decks. So, thank you very much, everyone, for being here. I hope you have a good rest of time zone wherever in the world you are. And we will see you all very, very soon. Oh, while I remember, 19th or 20th of July,
Yes.
we will be back with the conclusion of the Cyberpunk Red game that is being special GM'd by Dice RPG.
Yeah.
That will be myself, Drut, Robinson, Leto, and Spud. Obviously a one sessioner did not run to one session, so join us for what will hopefully be the thrilling conclusion to that adventure. So 19th or 20th of July.
Yeah, we will not keep this quiet. That will be on the Hemp Plays channel.
Yeah.
And also we are currently just flashing out dates, as to which one. It may come down to a coin toss, to be honest. But yes, we will be assaulting a bodega with brutality. Yeah, this is not going to go well.
We'll see.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got guards. It's fine.
All right. Take care, folks. Have a lovely rest of day, and we'll see you all very, very soon. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.